Okay. Yeah. All right. There's a lot of portal activity happening right now, and it's like unexpected portal activity. Um, which is, I was gonna say on brand for how our spirit teams have been moving, but it really is how they've been having to move because of all of the spying that's been taking place. These portals do, they are happening in a certain way where they're opening up, but we still have that decision or that opportunity to decide whether or not we're going to cross that threshold of the upgrade of our lives. um it's like when you hear those affirmations, like, I accept abundance, I accept wealth, I accept happiness. It's like you're telling yourself, I allow myself to align with these energies. This is similar to that. These energies, these portals, these forms of abundance are going to be available to us at this time. But we are having to kind of shake ourselves out of this waking sleep, this waking slumber. And because the full moon is in Leo, it makes me think about like the solar plexus. It makes me think about our will to live, our will to succeed, our will and motivation to move forward with, I don't know, with excitement. So are you excited about your life at this moment to move forward and take steps of action to complete those projects and to start those new projects? We have the inner child card, so this does resonate because a lot of times it is the inner child that is the one that is actually doing the creating. The inner child is where our imagination lies. It's where our um it's where we can create and where we can manifest and where we really don't have much fear because it is a pure energy. It is a it's an again it's dealing with the imagination, it's dealing with unicorn energy, it's just dealing with a lot of magical energy that helps to give fuel to what our dreams, what we need in order to achieve our dreams or to make our dreams tangible. Um, so we are being reminded of our innocence. Take yourself back to that time of innocence, and that sense of being soft with yourself and not being overly critical. Even though some of us might have had certain experiences that did not allow us to be children for real, there was always a child there. There's always an inner child or a child's mind that, regardless of a tough circumstance, a lot of times kids sort of take themselves out of the physical and they put themselves in an astral space of happiness. This is where people where you see kids start to create like imaginary friends, or they start to like allow their minds to see other worlds and to disconnect from a reality that's not serving them. You know, they're creating it for themselves, or they're allowing themselves to see it because the divine is saving them from being completely traumatized or to be completely without a childhood. At least, even if they think the kid is quote unquote crazy because they're seeing something that's not there, was not true, their mind has expanded to a point where they're like, oh, I'm seeing corners of the universe that you can't see. So there is an element of the inner child that's again being pretty much exalted. You know, they're saying a golden child with rare gifts. So this is really for those who are born with these gifts. um you've been tapped on the shoulder by the divine, so you are being, if you are having trouble with moving forward and with being excited about your life, think about what you would want as a child. What would your inner child do? How would you move as a child? Children tend to be excited, and when they're excited, they're jumping up and down. There's different elements of what we can draw on when we are trying to manifest. Let's see. Okay, so we have Earth School. So this is very interesting because the way that the cards are coming out, these portals are all open, and in this card Earth School, the person has already flown through the portal. So they're sort of giving you kind of like a sneak peek as to what what can we get out of taking a risk on ourselves and for our own happiness. What can come out of that? What they're saying plainly is growth, self growth, soul growth, expanding the mind, learning these life lessons, especially because I feel like this is a lot of starseed energy. It's not totally for it on a lot of levels. It is for the soul, for one's soul, but it's also so that we can take it back and help other people in the collective. It's that wounded healer energy. So remember, a lot of the things that you're facing or that you have faced, it is not without reason. It comes with a responsibility. So as you're going through these portals, as you're leaving these toxic situations and moving into more aligned situations, more healthy, sustainable situations, remember to reflect and think back. And so when someone else is going through a situation, you have the tools and you know how to structure and kind of give them a very general layout of how to get themselves out of it. And it's not just, whatever it is, it's not just being angry and carrying that anger. There's an equation to that. Reminding others, when if someone did you wrong, remember to release that energy. Remember, if you look at it too much as a physical situation, it's very easy to have resentment. It's very easy to hold a grudge. But if you look at the situation through a spiritual lens, you'll see that the person that tried to hurt you tried to give you something. They tried to give you their hurt, and they wanted you to carry that around so they could feel less burdened. So how we move forward is by ensuring that we release whatever was tried to be placed on our energy bodies, placed on our souls, thinking that we are the ones, we are the problems. We're not the problems. We just happen to be, targeted in some way. And I don't even really want to use that word because it's just, we came here with a certain type of light that is unique to the collective. Those who again have been tapped on the shoulder, those who came here to help. So for those who are broken in some way or have not taken the responsibility um, to manage their emotions and not unleash them onto others, your light can look very intimidating, very intimidating. So it's important to perceive people with your heart and with your third eye, and to express kindness at a certain level, but ensure that you draw your lines. Because again, we are moving through these portals, these portals are being presented to us. So ensuring that we are keeping our loads light, and we are again having full acknowledgement of where we've been and why we've gone through certain situations, and so that it becomes like a sort of I don't know, they're giving me like a library cloud where we can store these situations as we can file it away. It's not a thing that hangs on to us, that overburdens us, but it's something that we can go back into a file and say, yeah, I've been through this, and this is what you could do to get yourself out of it. Let's see what else is going on under this full moon in Leo. What energy should we be paying attention to at this time? Wow. Okay. All right. So this is definitely Leo energy. So we have the do not dim to fit in. So there is an emphasis. There's a pattern here with this reading, a lot to do with the solar plexus. So I would say working with, yellows, There are some herbs that deal with the solar plexus. I know that St. John's wort is one of them. Marigold, I believe. Um, and dandelion tea would be good herbs if you're trying to just settle or cleanse the solar plexus. We even have the warrior women call energy. And so this is a very like motivational reading. This is a very motivational message here that they're trying to tell us, because what oftentimes stops us in our tracks is fear. And so when we are able to overcome fear and we're seeing things differently, we're able to move forward. So how can you rise up to the occasion that is called your life? How can you stand up for yourself? How can you make decisions that put your needs first? um these are the things to ask yourself at this time. um they're speaking to our lineages. So there are a lot of ancestral chains that are breaking at this time. So those who are taking risks, stepping outside of the templates that our parents tried to put upon us, um we are shifting the narrative, the cycle that has been perpetuated. So when you start doing that, you start opening up other pathways of abundance that the lineage has never seen before. So us who are here in this room and those who are going to be listening to this recording, understand that the work that you're doing is very, very important for posterity. So keep being brave, keep being innovative, keep doing things differently, because it really, really is going to benefit your line. Your ancestors are very, very much proud of you. We have the keepers of the earth. Spirit is saying you are not alone. So it definitely feels like cheerleader energy. It feels like I'm proud of you energy. And it's important to hear, because a lot of us are doing things that have not been done before within our families, so we can feel alone, we can sometimes not feel supported. But the more meditation that we engage in, the more quiet time, the more I don't know, if you end up pulling cards for yourself or getting readings, the more you hear the messages from spirit come through saying that they are around you, that you can do things, you can pray to them, you can get messages back from them depending on how open you are, depending on if they speak to you through animals or angel numbers or synchronicities. They're always talking to us. They're always talking to us. Like, they will give you messages, they'll send you messages through dreams, however, to let you know that they're always supporting you and cheering you on. um Let me see what else. Yeah, we have wildflower card. Like, all of these messages feel very like, create your own pathways, take a chance, take a risk, and get real with how you feel about life. If you're feeling drained, if you're feeling like you're not inspired, if you're feeling trapped, you can literally change that. All you really have to do is start making movements that look different to what your situation is. So it really, really is possible, even if it's happening in a slow way. At least you're changing, you're confusing the enemy. Essentially, you're doing things differently. They didn't expect you to be looking for a new job. They didn't expect you to be looking at other places in a different state to live in. They didn't expect you to stop talking to that one person that was just so hard to shake off. Like, they didn't expect those things. So when you start shaking up the energy, these opposition energies don't know how to get in your way. You do things, they can't create, the equations are not adding up. And then it makes it very hard for them to get in your way, especially when you hold your privacy and you don't say certain things. So focus on you at this time. I think this full moon, especially it being close to the weekend, take this time to really sit with yourself, identify what you truly desire, and identify the things that get you up, that inspire you, because this is about activating the solar plexus. So even if you're eating like yellow fruits, that I think that would be really really helpful to like energize that chakra. And then you can do some writing and write down a list of things that that would inspire you, and then maybe like attach it to the wall or to a mirror, and then you can start to remind yourself to engage in those things, or to do have those things. Maybe if it's a video that needs to play in the background while you're cleaning your house, like something that's just playing. If it's a motivational podcast, if it's a movie, a particular movie that inspires you, if it's a YouTuber that does story time, and they're like a YouTuber or an influencer that's like showing you how they do their thing. Like, use the tools. There's so many tools out here that can help. Yeah, and this wildflower card says live an uncontrolled life, free to grow anywhere and bound by nothing. And it's interesting because I was expecting to see a certain card, the unbound card, but this card I feel confirms that this is about detaching from anything that's trying to hold you down, that's trying to keep you in a certain pattern. This is about breaking patterns, you know. This is about breaking patterns. This is about growth and expanding your mindset, because I feel like a lot of things were hidden, or like a lot of what our personal truths were distorted, because society tried to say it's one thing when it's really not that. So it is important to get to know who you are for real, like your real light energy. What were you meant to do here coming to this planet? What excites you? What would you what when you see the thing, or you interact with this thing, or when you create it, or do or provide the service, how does it resonate within your heart? How does it resonate within your entire body? This is the time to really get serious, for those who haven't been thinking about that, kind of have been allowing routine to take over. All right, so I'm gonna pull an animal totem card. Let's see. Ooh, okay. So we have the cheetah energy, which is so interesting with this Leo. Of course, with the full moon in Leo. So what I know about cheetah is that cheetah is obviously a very, very fast animal. It's a feline, so it's in alignment with the zodiac, the Leo energy. But also there's something about Leo that is very goal oriented. Just like most felines that like to stalk their prey, that like to they could be in the cut for a long, long time, watching and waiting for the right moment. But once cheetah is moving. And if the dream or the goal tends to shift, then the cheetah animal in general has a very like powerful way of shifting and pivoting and shifting direction while maintaining speed. So this is about focus. This is about focusing on your craft, focusing on your goal, working at it every day. We have a phrase in a proverb in Creole. It translated in English, it's basically saying, little by little a nest is built. When you look at birds, they bring little sticks to wherever they feel it's safe to lay their eggs. And then over time, we see a nest is built. The bird can't do it all in one day. I mean, I'm sure it has happened, you know what I mean? But in a general sense, we see these nests being built over time. And so if nature is not rushing it, it's not a rushed situation, but it's a focused situation. So you think about like the turtle and the hare story, they're bringing that to mind. So understand that you have time. Nothing is a rush. Everything happens in divine timing, because maybe there's something about the goals that they're wanting for you to focus on that you're going to end up teaching another person, or you're going to end up mentoring somebody else. So it is important that you're remaining present throughout the entire experience. It is a journey. So don't rush it. Like, be in the moment, feel every part of it, when, even if it's a bad day or a struggle day, and you'll be like, oh my God, well, you know what, I struggled, this device didn't work, or I ran out of this tool or whatever, painting, whatever it is, you can be like, you know what, if I were to teach somebody else, I would tell them to buy this amount and keep it for this time. Or I would say, get this brand, don't get that brand, because that brand is trash. So even if it's, again, if it's a struggle day, remember it's a part of a bigger plan. It's going to make whatever come in the future a lot easier. You're going to have an exact blueprint where you can share with others so that they don't have to take certain L's. And that's really how we're able to build, first of all, to help our own personal lineages, but to also like advance the collective, because we need people in the lab doing their thing. We need like masters of their craft. Now we have a lot of jack of all trades, master of none as people out here. That's just, and we can attribute that to like technology and the internet, because there's so many like very generalized templates that people are looking at and they're like, oh, I can do that. And yes, it is showing that we are multifaceted and that we're very talented. But it's like, where are the people that are like masters of a thing, like the like a wordsmith, or a oh my God, the people that make the shoes. um I forgot that name, but like, or people that are locksmiths, or uh metal workers. I mean, I know I'm taking it back to like medieval times and like ancient times, but like, this is what I think we're going back to, where people are working on something for decades, and they are such masters at their craft that people are not going to go to just anybody. They will go to that person. So be a master of your craft, spend time in it. We don't, there's so many people that just dabble, and they're online and they're charging so much, but they don't have that foundation that we've seen before. So I think we are, I mean, for this to come through in this way, I think we are sort of going back to that. And I do remember Love channeled that, and I think in a reading we did recently, they said that those types of trades jobs were coming back. So that definitely makes sense that this is coming through. So let me see if there's anything else with Cheetah that I possibly could have missed. Let me see. Cheetah totem. It's saying here, Cheetah reminds us to see the beauty in our own lives. It says, okay, wow. Okay, it says here, Cheetah teaches you how to remain focused on your goal, showing you the easiest path to success. Delve deeply into Cheetah's symbolism and meaning to find out how this animal spirit guide can educate, motivate, and encourage you. Yeah, there's something about risk taking associated with Cheetah, seizing opportunities when it's right in front of you, making a decision, going with your gut. Are you going to jump on it? If you're not going to jump on it, just stay right there. But if you are, go now. If it feels right. Let me see. Yeah, and they're also speaking to intuition. So when I say gut level, it could be, yeah, your intuition. Yeah, so and finally, just, they're saying here, obstacles may come and go, but it's important to learn how to move around them with grace. So that is what is coming up with this collective reading. It feels like a very powerful shift. It feels very, very motivating, very solar plexus oriented. So definitely get into those colors of yellow, or even like a light orange. I think would be very, very helpful going through the weekend. With these portal activities, it could be a little I don't know, want to say unpleasant, but like maybe just a little confusing. So I think the serene energy of the solar plexus, like the yellow energies, I think that will uplift our spirits. So yeah, I think that would be very, very helpful. So I hope this resonated with you all. I thank you all for listening. And I give thanks to my spirit team and all of our spirit teams. Ashe,